for our guys coming off of a COVID year. Last year, obviously, we didn't have that. So the anticipation of getting back into the postseason at the Mid-Atlantic Conference has been, it's been exciting. And honestly, these guys, I think they've been biting at the bit for about a month now. So anyway, going into it, we are prepared. We have prepared ourselves through the strength of our schedule, through our intense training regimen, and also getting ourselves mentally prepared. So yeah, like I said, they're biting at the bit.
Yeah. So going into it, we knew a lot of the teams that we were going to be wrestling because we'd wrestled a lot of them, either at Virginia duels or at national duels a couple weeks before. So a lot of it was not personal necessarily, but we knew these guys and we were excited for it. We've been training for this all year, and it's obviously our national qualifier, so it's just one more thing to look forward to. We had a lot of question marks throughout the lineups because we had a lot of guys that we knew were going to do well, but a lot of guys we weren't sure what they were going to do. I think all through the lineup, I think a lot of guys hit their potential. So yeah, it's a really exciting weekend.
As a team, I think this is a time in the season where a lot of people mentally start to check out, and I think Coach is trying to get us to focus on capitalizing on that as best as we can. He's, his MO is foot on the gas pedal, perform when you're tired, stay on their throats, and I think that's something that he's especially focused on this week. Don't lay off the intensity, keep doing what you can do, and just be ready to go out and tear it up this weekend.
I don't have the exact numbers on top of my head, but I think we won by over 100 points, which is pretty outstanding, actually. I know that we tied a record in terms of the amount of champions that we had. I think we set a record in terms of the amount of finalists that we had. But we also have set a precedent in the amount of athletes that we qualified for the NCAA Grand National Tournament in Texas, that being 20, I believe it is. Yes, 20 wrestlers. So yeah, so we're excited about that. I'm proud of the guys and look forward to our national tournament.
So I think a common thing that we talk about in the room is our goal is not to beat Apprentice or to beat the #2 team or to even win nationals. Our goal is to be better each and every day, and I think we look to accomplish that every day in the wrestling room. And so the work is already done in the wrestling room. So going in there on the weekends and being able to compete is just fun. It's just reaping the reward. And we're not owed anything, but we go out there and we earn it every time. But I mean, it takes everyone. All those guys. I think we qualified. Somewhere close to 20 guys for the national tournament, which is crazy. I think just shows where that gap is between us being #1 and Apprentice being #2.
Pretty sure that we're seated number one right now, or ranked #1, I should say. But again, those are just rankings, and obviously you take that with a grain of salt. It has to transpire out on the mat, and so we are going into this training this week serious, and we are not going to take anyone for granted. We know that we're going to have to wrestle at our level, and in order to do so, we cannot allow ourselves to level down, if you will, to any kind of level of competition. In other words, we may see some guys in the initial rounds that may not be the stronger opponents, but anyone can catch you, and so we have to be ready for that, especially those first rounds. Especially high-seeded wrestlers have a tendency to fall asleep, so to speak. When I say fall asleep, I mean they lapse, and so it's our job as coaches to make sure that they're ready that first match.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's only a week and a half away, so it's not a whole lot of time. You're not going to fix everything, so we're going in here and it's mainly just staying healthy, staying on what we've been doing all year, staying consistent, taking it one day at a time. And obviously that's the easy thing to say, but that's true. That's what we do every day. We've had the same intensity all year long, and now it's just making sure we're not looking ahead, not looking too far ahead, but we're not overlooking anybody at the same time. But we're also confident. We know we worked hard. We know we work harder than anyone else in the nation, and it's being confident in that, and then going out there and showing those results in 2 weeks.
I think consistency is key, and right now we're just fine-tuning. We're not really adding anything new to our arsenals. I wouldn't say that we're really making any particular changes to our style of wrestling right now. We're just sharpening our sword. We're doing the best with what we've got, and we're going to go out there and wrestle our match in 2 weeks.